But Sahaja Yoga is a very different thing. I would say just the opposite. First of all, your Guru is a mother, and who suffers from Sandra Karuna. At the slightest things that happen to you, my eyes get filled with tears. So, as a mother, to be a guru is a very difficult thing. But at the same time, for you to achieve heights is also difficult. Because you get lost when I love you so much, and in that love you forget sometimes that the progress in your being is very slow. It is important that in Sahaja Yoga you have to be strict with yourself. That's why I said that you have to be your own guru, which people do not understand what it means. You have to be your own guru means you have to guide yourself, you have to treat yourself as your disciple, and you have to trim yourself. If you do not understand the responsibility as Sahaja of working it out yourself, everything, you cannot move very fast, because it is a different type of relationship between the Guru and the disciples. So first, I have always said you become your own Guru. So you have to make a lot of introspection and fix your ideals. Before you, I am sitting. You have seen me how I am. I can eat anything. I need not eat at all for days together. I can sleep anywhere. I may not sleep at all. I travel for miles together untiringly. I have this energy because I am a guru of myself also. So the first thing is that there should be a lot of introspection. What's wrong with me, not wrong with others? What's wrong with me? Am I seeking the comfort of my body? The attention, is it on my body or on my spirit? If so, what am I doing? I think best thing is to write it down. Can I sleep on the grass? Can I sit on the stone? You have to make this body work. Can I sleep anytime I like, and can I keep awake anytime I like? I've seen people doze off. The reason is this, not that they're bad or in any way indisciplined people, but because inside they're tired. If you're tired inside, then you feel tired all the time. You will see on the television, if you see people in the West, they are always sitting like this, because they are so very tired. Why are they so tired? They don't work so hard. So introspect how you behave. Now when you start introspecting yourself, you'll also start introspecting your surroundings and your styles and your methods and what you are doing to yourself because of the conditionings of the outside. Now the conditionings of the outside in the West are of a psychological nature. Indians have other conditionings which are also quite surprising, or we should say the Western people, they must wash their hand 10 times, even if their skin comes out, they'll go on washing like mad. They must have a bathroom attached to them all the time. They must have their baths. If they don't have bath, they are not comfortable. They have other conditionings also. All kinds of stupid conditionings they have, but the conditionings that we have in the West are more psychological, and that's why you cannot find out what's wrong with you. The physical conditionings are not so dangerous. You can get over them or you can manage. But when you have conditioning of your psychology, you cannot understand what's wrong with you. Now, if you introspect around, what you will find is a very subtle thing. Firstly, that because of the wars maybe, I don't know why, but everybody is afraid of everyone. Especially I think Freud. Because of Freud, even the mother is afraid of the child. They won't touch anybody. They won't hug anyone. So frightened that nobody, even the children I've seen, are frightened of hugging their parents. So the expression of love is not there. And when there is no expression, there is no love inside. And that's how it goes on drying up and drying up and drying up. It has gone so much into the heads of people. And this has created really the psychological insecurity within you. From very childhood, this insecurity has been working. And that's why you are frightened of each other. Even of your parents, of your brothers, your sisters. Psychologically, you are suffering. They are insecure within themselves, in their own society, in their own family, in their own groups. They are so much frightened of each other. So the first thing, you should be fearless. You are a Sahaja, you are no more immoral. Cannot be immoral. If all the time, if you start thinking that you are immoral, and if you do something it is immoral, and that you have to go and do some confession somewhere, then what is going to happen to you? What sort of a personality you will have? We have to change this by changing ourselves. So among Sahajogis there should be no insecurities but maryadas. You must know how to respect each other's privacy. The second thing that if you find in the Western mind, which is a very common thing, that they are bombarded by criticism. There are so many critics that now there are no more artists left. Only critics are criticizing critics. All artists are finished. They are all the time criticized. somebody will come in, there's an education on criticism. They may not know how to play any instrument, they may not know how to sing, but they can criticize, all right. So all the time in your mind is a way that you always feel that somebody will criticize if you do this. All the time the fear is there that somebody will criticize. So, should I say or not? As Sahajogis, you shouldn't worry, and if they want to criticize, you let them criticize. What does it matter? Makes no difference. But this you have to build up within yourself. Now the third is even worse, which I don't know if you have noticed or not. I don't know how it has gone into the heads of the Western minds that you must always see to the other side of the bank, even if you are standing on this side, to be fair, and never to say something that you are sure of. Like you ask anyone, how are you? He'll say, always. Nobody will say, I'm perfectly all right. Nothing wrong with me. What's wrong? Perfectly all right. Thank you very much. But it is never. They are not sure of themselves all the time. It's shaking. And this shaking inside gives you a personality which can never progress. Progress comes when you put your step forward, you put your foot firmly on that point, and then put the second step forward, like as you climb on a mountain. But in the first place only, if you are still thinking that it's halfway through, then how can you go further? Now the third thing you have learnt, which is also third or fourth maybe, that you must argue out yourself. Like you have a problem. You'll come and tell me, Mother, this problem I have got. This is very common with everyone. I have this problem. I'll say, all right, this is the solution. Then you will come out, no, but in this will happen. Then you tell another solution. No, Mother, this can be this way. All right, you tell third solution. No, Mother, in this can happen. Tell fourth, this can happen. You are standing against yourself all the time. Then I have to say, this is your problem, not mine, and I am giving you the solutions, and if you want to solve your problem, better take a positive attitude. The brain is this way. You are all the time arguing against yourself. So how can you progress? This is another great problem of the Western mind, that it doesn't try to face any problem as your own, but go on arguing with yourself like a lawyer. See, there are two lawyers, one yourself, another lawyer. Go on arguing. So is a double personality in the being. It's not a single personality. As I said, it is very, very psychological that people have to take to this kind of a turn suddenly without understanding how dangerous it is. With the enlightenment of your brain, they should disappear. So, whatever you think or whatever you desire or whatever you say, you have to be extremely careful. The another psychological problem is, which you do not know, which is very surprising, that whatever is the entrepreneur's ideas, you must act. Because the whole fundamentals of Western life is to see and to be seen. Fashion means, what is this? These entrepreneurs, these stupid people are creating ideas, and why should we follow them? I don't say that Sahajogis should all look alike, not at all. You can dress up the way you like. You can live the way you like. But you should not get yourself enslaved by any entrepreneurs. You are free people now. Know that very well. Know that you are absolutely free, and your freedom is absolutely in the light of your enlightenment. You can never do wrong. But first of all, have that confidence within yourself, that whatever you have to do, you are not going to enslave yourself to entrepreneurs, what people have to say, how you will look, how you will appear before. This is a very important point, that half of the time we are laboring just to look like many others. And this is what you have to be very careful to see, that you do not take to stupid things which are being created by entrepreneurs, but to sensible things which are required for you. So one of the enslavement I feel is that you have to play into the hands of entrepreneurs. But a slavery is very deep and is so psychological. In so many ways, it is extremely hidden and so subtle that you cannot make it out. So in the introspection you find out what's gone wrong with you, how you are made this way, what's wrong in my own personality. It has come from all the surroundings and the way people have been putting ideas into my head. You should have your own ideas. So when the disciplining comes within yourself and you understand this, then you do not say, I desire only this, I desire only this. What you desire, you tell yourself. All right, you will not have it for 1 month, let's see. So, that's what you have to do, is to master your mind. Now the problem only will come, what is the discretion, this ego will come up, mother. Because your ego, as I said, is developed by reactions, by protesting against things, and also by the pampering of the entrepreneurs. All right, whatever may be the reason, we are not going to psychoanalyze ourselves. But the fact is also we have an ego problem. Why? I have already told you that if a balloon is bloated many a times, it can easily be bloated. At the slightest air, it bloats. And that's why you are afraid that suddenly my ego might become so big that I may be like a balloon in the air somewhere moving. But how to get rid of this is to know that you are an enlightened soul. Respect yourself. Once you start respecting yourself, you will not fall into any traps of ego. Very simple. Respect yourself. You have to say, I am a Sahaja. How can I behave like this? A kind of a dignity that develops. And then you will start feeling shy of doing something that is stupid. Because ego makes you stupid, that's the point. Absolutely. So, now, if you develop this respect for yourself, I am a Sahaja. So I can't behave like this. I am a Sahaja. If you say like that to yourself, then you will be amazed that the dignity of a Sahaja will definitely keep you down to earth. You will not get into the trap of your ego. So one side is the conditioning, another side is this ego. Simple thing is ego. That dignity has to be developed. So develop that respect, and you will be surprised the humility will immediately will walk into you. Humility. But Sahaja Yoga has worked so smoothly in you that you do not know what you are. Today on Guru Puja, you are worshipping your Guru. At the same time, I bow to your Guru within yourself. Let your Guru come up and show itself. Especially the kind of a Guru you have. I am not strict with you, I am very gentle. Because as I told you, fundamentally is a different thing, is that it is not for an individual, but it is for the collective. And if something has to spread collectively, then you have to understand that it has to be only love that is going to work. Either it could be hatred or love. You teach people, we hate this one, fundamentalism, this, that, you will get thousands ready to fight. You can elevate their baser self and say, all right, come along, let us fight. Racialism, this, that, anything, even nationalism. All right, there are people. But when I say love is very different, try to understand, and because of our collective work, we have to know that love is a source of energy that makes things grow in a living manner. It is the energy which is a living energy. Try to understand now. This is, people don't understand. Love doesn't mean that you hug somebody or do something, but living energy that understands, that makes you grow. So whatever is built in within you, which is a living energy, built in but living energy, and a living thing that works, it blossoms by itself. The water of pure love is to be given. In pure love, what you see in another person as a guru, what's the matter with myself where it is obstructing me to go further. In another person as a guru, what you see is how to handle this man with love so that he comes closer to reality. It's a very gentle process. It's a very loving process. And nothing like really enjoying your love. Just to know that I love so many people itself is so great. And you to feel that I love so much. But it should be Samadhisti. Means with the same eyes you should see everyone. You see everybody with the same eyes. Isn't it? Only two eyes are there. But you see everyone with the same eyes. They are different. Alright? You see them as different. But your eyes do not discriminate. Your eyes do not see somebody black, somebody white, somebody blue. They see what they are. When you start seeing with Samadhisti, means the same eyes, same sight, not to change your ideas. Because what happens, that your own mind twists it and you start seeing somebody as different, somebody as different. So if you are a sane person, then you will see everyone as they are. This is Samadhisti, is that you have the same eyes for everyone. Do not get twisted. So that you cannot have somebody is your special friend, somebody is number 2 friend, somebody is number 10 friend, and some as your enemy. Once you start looking at things like that, everything will get into proper shapes. Otherwise, one can go crazy. Also, it should be samyak. Samyak means integrated. There should be an integrated knowledge, like the eyes when they see where you are sitting, where you are, where is this person, where is that person, what is the relationship. So the knowledge about others is in relationship with each other. You take somebody, say he is from England, or he is from Italy. Then try to understand him that he is from that particular background, and that background is around him. So he is like that. If you can have this kind of a full knowledge of others, there will be no problems, no quarreling, nothing. Otherwise, there is a conflict all the time, and that's how one feels very tired. Eyes do not react. Eyes just see. Whatever is there, they just see. Eyes never react, but the mind reacts. And this reaction is the one which is responsible for spoiling your attitude towards people. So now, you should have a witness state. As Ganeshwara said, Niranjana Pani. Niranjana Pani. To see somebody without any reaction. Just to see. And you'll know everything about that person as soon as you see that person. Niranjana Pani. Because as long as your brain is there, you do not see that person as he is. But as soon as you see that person, you just know what it is. And then immediately you will know his chakras, his kundalini, everything will penetrate. But your mind, which is loaded with nonsense, will not allow you to go to that level. So the Niranjana Pahane, the one where you just see something, that kind of a eye we have to develop. So with that, a detachment starts. Automatically, you do not criticize anybody because your mind is like this against that person. You do not love somebody because your mind thinks this way. You cannot form groups, you cannot have some people who are dear to you, some are not. But it is definitely the work which creates harmony, love, affection, feeling of oneness. Imagine to think about someone who is not kind to you or is a horrible thing. Better think how nice you could be to that person. So the attitude should be that how nice I am going to be with that person, See, somebody is angry with you. It's easy to fight. Come along, you are angry, I am angry. No, go and just tickle. Simple thing like that. And enjoy. Because you cannot enjoy hatred. You cannot enjoy rivalry. You cannot enjoy separatedness. Like this hand has to enjoy this hand. In the same way, you have to enjoy each other. If you cannot enjoy, then you have lost the point. Lost the point. This is what is the sign of your Guru principle being enlightened. Of course, they have said that you should get detachment, you should not have any attachment to this and that and that and that. This is all talk. But actually, only introspection and assumption, or we can say the knowledge of your own depth itself will give you that feeling. So today, you worship your Guru principle within yourself. You should be able to say, as I say, that, you see, I have these problems. But one thing for sure, you must have complete knowledge of Sahaja, or desire to know everything about Sahaja. If that works out, then you will swim into this ocean of knowledge like a jet, and whatever you want to know, you will know. But there should be a desire to know. Never get satisfied that I know sufficiently enough about Sahaja. No, never. In all other things you can be satisfied, but only on one thing, that Sahaja still I have to know through my brains. And my heart should have that knowledge. It should be in my heart, not only in my brain. I should know through my brain, it should be in my heart. It doesn't work through brain. In the brain it just stays, but in the heart it works. In the heart resides the spirit. It's very simple that we are people who are more living with our brains, not with our heart. But know that we are in reality. And in reality, the heart has to work, not the brain. Because reality is only through the heart, not through the brain. Once you understand this, then you'll open your heart, enlarge it. Now this is in my heart. Put it in the heart. In Sahaja Yoga, the Guru is not through his brain, but through his heart. May God bless you.
Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mata